it's I'm just like I'm having problems right now because he's 4 years younger than me, so I'm kind of upset. Feel like feel like I'm just like kind of spiraling right now, finding that out. But that's not
every
a big
time,
deal.
every time there's an athlete that I know that is 10 years younger than I am, and just a multi-millionaire is always very upsetting. Just the ticking clock of death is just ever approaching. So slow.
I'm just staying up at night and I'm just going like, what am I doing? What do I do? I just do that. And that's what the Belgian team should be doing tonight.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Absolute Worldly. I guess it's not an episode, it's more of a little bonus because it's a recap. We're on day Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 of the European Championship. I'm Andy Haynes, if you didn't know that. I should have mentioned that up top. And it's still not, it hasn't been the tournament that I think we all kind of are hoping it is. And it will be, but it's just been kind of slow. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm in LA. Maybe it's the time of day I'm watching it. Maybe it's because I'm around a bunch of people that just care about like Ozempic. I haven't felt that kind of like buzz that I usually would feel around a tournament like this. Still exciting. Woke up to the score of Romania 3, Ukraine 0. That is exact. Uh, that is the opposite of how I saw this game going. I saw Ukraine coming in with a lot of heart, a lot of kind of momentum behind it. I kind of thought it would be like a 2-1 Ukraine or a 2-0 Ukraine. I did not see a 3-0 Romania, but I have heard buzz about the Romanian team. They had a strong qualifying. I'm lucky to be joined by my producer today. Please welcome the co-host of Hermanos FC, Rudy Crown. Rudy, did you get a chance to see this morning's game?
Not the early one. I did see Belgium because even though I'm not on the West Coast, I'm also not waking up to go watch those those early games. They're like at 9, right? Yeah, they're at 9.
Yeah.
I'm not getting, especially for a Ukraine Romania game. Like I'm not gonna.
Well,
get up
you're
early.
in Miami, right? Because
Yeah,
Rudy's
just
he's
just
out
shows
on
you
South Beach every night until
it just
4
shows you
a.m.
it just shows you the timeline that I'm on. Like I don't need to get up that early. 9 a.m. is way too early for me.
That's
No,
beautiful. I love
I
that for
didn't,
you.
I didn't get up and watch it. Actually, what I was doing was editing and doing other stuff for the channel, so I wasn't paying attention. I had it on, but I wasn't paying attention. The Belgium game is the one that I started watching. But you're right.
And that was
It's been
exciting.
slow. It's been slow though.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of felt like results have kind of turned out how you thought they would. And also, like, just there hasn't been like a game where it was like a nail biter. I mean, I guess this Belgium Slovakia was the first upset, and it was also the
Yeah.
first kind of like down to the last minute type of game.
Yeah, it got turned on to like these last. Well, I mean, it was the disallowed goals that were kind of crazy to watch because you felt like, okay, right when they had a footing, they got disallowed, and you're just feeling like, oh, this isn't in their favor today. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, and that's how it felt
Yeah, I
like the
didn't think
entire
they
time.
played that awful. I didn't think they played like, like they should have lost. I think it should have been a draw at least, but that's offsides is offside. So
Right. Yeah,
what are
I
you going to
mean,
do? But it's just like they did play bad because they're a much better team on paper than Slovakia.
if you lose, you played bad. I mean, and the opportunities that you didn't create. It's really strange because the video with you and Daniel talking about the team yesterday was all about kind of like they're not gelling on that team, and it felt
Mm-hmm.
pretty obvious this time. I was just like, oh yeah, I could see it. And then yeah, that was just like a shame because the whole thing is though, can you encapsulate like the progression of the tournament just with the first game? Like sometimes you can't. Like maybe they're doing bad now, but they pick it up into gear the next couple of games. You don't know, but this is like the same Belgium story that we've been seeing over and over again though. So I wouldn't be surprised if they
Yeah.
don't possibly get out of the
Yeah,
group.
they're ranked number 3 in the world going into the tournament, and they're not playing like it. So I think
100%
Kevin
are.
De Bruyne is their captain. Maybe he should stop hanging out with Drake.
Is that what he
Maybe he
does
should
in his
stop.
off time?
There was something.
A lot of
I
people need
think
to
that
stop hanging around Drake. Is what I'm gathering.
there was something back in the day where De Bruyne got like a writing credit on a Drake song or something like that, or he
That's
was
news
like
to
in a
me.
music video. It was just something where he does have a clothing line, which is like the funny
Oh,
thing
is
that
that right?
all athletes and rappers and actors, they're like, I'm gonna start a clothing line, which is like
It's probably
every
super European looking, right?
it looks like Trapstar or like what's that like Nike line that all the kids wear? Nike
Mm,
Tech Fleece kind of stuff.
okay, yeah.
It's just like sweat clothing with like a KDB signature or something on it. It's
That's
not good. I
sounds
looked at it.
sounds alright.
I wasn't really jumping at the chomp for it or chomping at the bit. It's not jumping at the chomp.
That's a bit. That's a bit.
I'm pretty tired. Anyways, yeah, that game was exciting, but not in a notable way. It was just exciting that Slovakia beat them, but it wasn't like they beat them and then they like they just basically like scored and then parked the bus for 83 minutes.
Yeah, their plan was like we're good here, and we're gonna just stay the course and see. That's a
Was it
little
smart
loud.
of me to
It's a
was
little
it
loud,
smart of
yeah.
me to sit under wind chime?
Probably not.
Should I sat under a wind chime? Let's see if I can fix this. I am freaking resourceful, bro. I just put my socks on it. Too good. Too good. They need
That,
me at Belgium. They need me there, bringing this kind of ingenuity.
please go help this team out. Who's the coach anyway?
Um,
You think we'd
you
be
know
better
what?
prepared for this kind of
Every day I've had to look up.
thing?
Um,
It's a lot of stuff. You know what? We're excused, all right? It's only so many damn people we can figure out.
and it's Domenico Tedesco.
Yeah, Domenico Tedesco.
He's Italian. He played on the Italian national team. I think he won it back in. I think he was on that winning team back in
Nah, I mean, what's crazy to me though is if I gotta ask who the coach is, and I generally don't know who that is, it just shows this weird thing where like what is like this national team doing? Like the behind the scenes people, like what are they doing? Getting like just whoever to coach them, I guess, because these are like the third best team. You're telling me the third best team in the world, and who was that? Their last coach was what's his face? Roberto Martinez, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. The Spanish guy that did Liverpool. Yeah, I mean, I'm not impressed. They don't seem to be able to get it together, and it's. I'm just like I'm having problems right now because he's 4 years younger than me, so I'm kind of upset. Feel like feel like I'm just like kind of spiraling right now, finding that out. But that's not
every
a big
time,
deal.
every time there's an athlete that I know that is 10 years younger than I am, and just a multi-millionaire is always very upsetting. Just the ticking clock of death is just ever approaching so
I'm
slowly.
just staying up at night and I'm just going like, what am I doing? What do I do? I just do that. And that's what the Belgian team should be doing tonight.
Yeah. Do you think they make it
Did you
out?
watch?
Do they make it out of the group? You think?
Yeah, I think they will, but I think it's
Okay.
going to be, well, actually, I mean, hold on.
They have a loss now.
Let's look
This
at
is
this.
that's it. Like, I mean, the odds are already against them at this point.
Yeah, I mean, they should be able to. It's just like they got to get it together. They got to get it together and they got to beat Romania and Ukraine.
Hmm.
Um, I think it's possible, but they could run into some kind of crazy thing where it's like they just like points wise can't make it. I
Yeah.
don't think they have it. I think it's like it's a team made up of club players. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
don't seem to be. But it's like, would you be that proud of Belgium either?
If I was on the team,
I mean, just who's repping Belgium?
just in general, you
Jean-Claude Van Damme, football players.
know.
That guy Martin Schoenaerts, the actor. They don't got a lot going on for them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They're just
Fair enough.
rich. Nobody's like, I got to get to Belgium. Oh man, I'm spending the summer in Brussels. No thanks, not
Fair enough.
happening. Sorry, Belgium. I didn't mean to come after you. I didn't mean to scorch you like that. But did you watch France Austria?
I did, but I took a nap. It was so
Mm,
boring. It was such a boring
yeah,
game for me. Like I literally was.
I
I was
didn't.
like, yeah, I don't know.
I had it on in the background because I had to go and like take the baby to the park and do some errands with my wife. So it was like I was like watching the score and like then I would like put it on in the car so I could listen to it. I don't know why. Why did Mbappe get sent off? He got bloodied somehow. Oh,
I
he
don't
got
even
a
know that.
broken nose.
Is that what? Yeah, oh, yeah. Killing the Bombs was broken. I'm looking at it now. I was so out of it that I didn't even know that actually happened. I just learned about that right now that he broke his nose for the thing. I
That's
was
wild.
so. It might have been that or the Chick-fil-A that I had for lunch. I'm not sure, but
You got the
I
itis.
I did. I think I did. but it was just really boring. I know the first half. I saw the first half. But by the second half, I was kind of like, all right, well, I guess this is gonna just stay pretty beige to me. I don't know. It was just boring. I just did not find it like at all exciting. But
Yeah,
France should
I mean
have.
that's just kind of this tournament right now, right? Like
Yeah, I don't know
a
what
lot of
is it.
like long games. I don't know. I think honestly, you know what I think the biggest thing is I just think it's too we just got out of the season and it's like I don't know. I'm just like I feel like I'm not there emotionally.
Yeah, even the England game that just happened, which I'm kind of invested in. I was pretty bored watching them too. And I was frustrated. I was like, what are they doing? Like it was just boring. And it was just frustrating and boring all at the same time. And I was just like, what's going on? And so a team that I'm actually invested in and I'm like already feeling that way. So
Yeah.
I don't know how this tournament is gonna I was listening to the announcers and they were saying how usually the first game is like a little nervy, so things aren't really picking up. Even they were feeling how boring this was, and they were just trying to make excuses for like, oh, like why it's a little bit like where they're a little tame and like pulling back a little bit. And not for nothing, but I don't know how you're watching it or whatever. But Landon Donovan being one of the commenters is like so boring. He
Yeah.
talks, he says like one word per every 30 minutes or something. It's so boring. My brother was just
They
like,
need to have me on there. They need to have me on there where I just
yeah,
talk shit.
yeah, please.
I'll be like,
My brother was like, is Landon gonna talk at any point? And I didn't even know he was a commentator. Yes, this was for yesterday. And I'm like, wait, Landon, where? He's like, he's a commentator. And I was like, when? And then I heard him talk, and he's like, you see? And I was like, what is he doing there? Like, who gave him this job?
it doesn't make any sense. It's unfortunate that they always kind of use the same people. I feel like it's like Alexi Lawless always has to be in there. It's
Oh god,
weird that they don't just use the Champions League crew. Use Jamie Carragher, Micah Sherman, Thierry. Like
God,
I
Alexi
don't get
Lalas
it.
is a headache of a person. He's on the he's on the same level as annoying as Stephen A. Like right there.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they're right. But at least I don't dislike Stephen A. He's just annoying. I actively dislike Alexi Lalas, and he's annoying.
Well, Alexi Lawless thrives in being just like that's his
I
whole
know
thing.
that's
Is
I know he feeds that. He feeds off.
he wants you to get mad at what he's saying, and he wants to have like some controversial hot take. The only problem is that he just goes for a bad take. It's not like he has like insight. He's just like, what if I said this thing that pissed off everybody? Like, why don't
what,
you make the game interesting to watch? How about that, Alexi?
what if I say something mildly racist?
Yeah.
And then I don't know. Yeah, it's been today was pretty boring. Um, but I mean, there's a lot of soccer, so I'm happy for it too. I don't want to sound like I'm being a spoiled brat either, but it just wasn't exciting at all. And I mean, like I said, the biggest upset is Belgium losing, and
By one.
kind of yeah, kind of not surprising though. Kind of not
Yeah.
surprising.
Well, more games to happen, and obviously, I mean, I don't think it's possible that the tournament stays boring just because more
Yeah,
will be on the line, and a Cinderella story should pop up. I don't know if it's Slovakia. I don't know if you heard this in the like previous to matches the other day, but Slovakia, their president, got shot in the stomach 5 times a couple weeks ago. So, maybe that's what they're fighting with. Maybe they're doing this for the prez. Maybe maybe they want their pro Russia right leaning populist president to come through. So they inspired him with the Belgium win.
I mean, I'm inspired by hearing that, so I would that's what I would be doing too.
I would just like it if people started scoring goals, playing better. Just getting a little bit more kind of greasy.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder how much
Um,
exhaustion plays into coming into the tournament off the season that most of these players have
I mean,
gone
that's
through.
what I'm thinking. It's like they just got out of like, if you're an English player, you've been playing League, FA Cup, Carabao, John Stones, Champions League.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, I bet a few
and
of them popped over to TST.
yeah, yeah. I mean, and if the players that are at their highest levels are playing at the best teams that are in all those tournaments, so there's no way you're coming into this competition not somehow a little bit drained or maybe on injury or some knock on something that they got going on too that nobody knows about. You never know these things.
Yeah, it seems like it almost needs to be a July tournament now. I think it's just like it's probably not going to happen, right?
Yeah. It's strange. It's strange. We'll see though. I mean, I think you're right. I don't think it's going to be boring. It's going to get better at towards the end of the group stage. Like the last game of the group stages is where it's going to start picking up. Then we're into the 16, and then that's where it's going to be obviously awesome to see because it's one game knockout, and that's when we're probably going to start seeing some real crazy upsets and all that good stuff. So it's probably
And
just
also
part of the
seeing like
plan too.
powerhouses go up head to head. I mean, like Spain Croatia was like a powerhouse head like
Yeah.
matchup, but like when it's really like on the line, when you get like a Germany and like a Netherlands or something like that.
Yeah,
I will
knowing
say
you have to win.
The Netherlands played pretty well. I was like pretty satisfied with that game. It was
Yeah,
pretty fun
I
to
agree.
watch.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree with that.
well, that's our recap of today, June 17th, the fourth day of the Euros. It's been kind of boring. I think that's what we can say. Not a lot of upsets, but still, we're not going to be assholes. We're excited there's football to watch. We're excited that we get to see kind of like different breakdowns. It's international football so different than club. There's something more pure. I will say this: France, possibly the best kit of the tournament. I think
Love it.
I might go out on a limb. I'm not even a Nike guy, and I might say it. I might say France. My baby's crying right now because she's actually a huge Belgium fan. She just I was trying not to tell her about the result, but I fucked up. But thank you, Rudy Crown, and thank you everybody for watching. We'll be back tomorrow. Keep watching us, keep supporting us, like, subscribe, etc. And we'll see you guys every day of the tournament.